Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and I'm back with another Marvel Contest of Champions video, and today we are going to be looking at all of the boss fights for this month's Cavalier difficulty event quest, Starfall. So this does have the new additions of Mcoc, Chavez, and Hercules, and I gotta say, of course, I get wrecked quite a few times. And as many of you know, there is a parry bug going on, and Kabam is aware of it at the time of the recording of this video, so they are aware of it, so fret not, but it does make some of these fights a little bit difficulty. So without further ado, let's get into the first fight, shall we? And we've got the champion fight with Divine Barrier. So when fighting a mystic attacker, every 10 seconds on a timer, the defender becomes immune to Nullify, Fate Seal, and Stagger effects for 6 seconds. The timer's duration is paused for 2 seconds each time the defender nullifies a buff. Then they've also got personal space. So of course he's going to gain a fury buff when you're next to him, and then they're going to fall off. And that kind of ties in with this whole divine barrier thing that he's got going on. And then he's got hurt locker, so you can't throw the same special attack twice. And he's also got cornered. So I decided to bring Claire in here because I was like, well, stagger, nullify, you know, I don't fate seal. I don't got to really worry about that too much with Claire because she's going to put on the buff immunity, right? But I can only do that pretty much every other special because of the hurt locker. And with the champion, you got to watch out for his primal fury where he goes unstoppable. And this is where the parry issue gets me. It gets me quite a few times at the beginning of this fight, and I get frustrated with it. And overall, my fights in this whole video are not the best, I will say. You could also use long shot for this fight, right? So you just got to kind of watch that timer thing and just nullify, you know, launch the special 2, and he should be good to go. But Claire's actually really good for this fight as long as you're not having issues and you play it right. So with Claire, what you would probably, and normally what you would want to do would be build up to a special 3, then launch your special 2 for max damage with her death touch that she's got going on here. So this fight does not go well for me. There he's got the regen, which of course is built into his kit, and he goes unstoppable, and I'm going to take a punch to the face. And I just, this fight was really infuriating me and maybe giving me slight flashbacks to the 6.2.6 champion boss. Not quite. I'm just kidding. But like overall, it's not a hard fight. It's just with some of the issues that are going on in the game, what with the parry issue, then you've got lag and all kind of other things. It kind of makes going into these fights a little bit hard. So maybe, hopefully Kabam can push out a patch to fix this sooner rather than later. And of course with hurt locker, it becomes really difficult here with hurt locker, right? Because you don't want to throw the same special twice, otherwise you're going to take damage. So I just decided to come in here and clean it up with Nick a little bit, and I've got to say, this is probably one of my sloppier fights. It seemed like, for me, at least for me, the 2 beginning fights were the hardest. So the champion fight and Ultron. Chavez, she kind of threw me for a loop, but we'll get into her whenever we get to her. But like overall, it seems kind of lately, as of late, with the way the monthly event quests have been going, has been that the 2 initial fights are always harder than the fights progressing, like in the later chapters, like chapter 3. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it is what it is. All right, so now we're moving on to Ultron. And he's got enhanced armor up and resistor. So when he's struck with an energy or physical attack, he's going to activate the corresponding resistance buff, right? So you hit him with an energy attack, he's going to build up energy resistance. You hit him with a physical attack, he's going to build up physical resistance. And he's got electric fluctuation, so the duration of the attacker's buffs are reduced by 3.5 seconds. If they are a robot, they suffer 60% reduced ability accuracy. And then of course we've got special delivery, and for a suicide user, special delivery is never a fun node. So I decided to bring in She-Hulk here, and this wasn't my best option. I became kind of brain dead when it came to this fight, because all I wanted to think about was Ultron's evade and how to stop it. And I was in the science chapter and I was like, oh, hey, She-Hulk, right? Slow. And this was my mistake here, because he does end up building up the physical resistance really quickly, and She-Hulk isn't doing near the damage that she should be. And I was kind of brain dead playing She-Hulk as well. I wasn't doing appropriate spacing, and I wasn't getting him up against the corner and just heavy spamming in the corner. I was basically brain dead when it came to this fight. I think I was still like flustered from the whole champion fight, just aggravated. So I feel like that's exactly what happened. But there are better options for this fight is what I'm getting at. You could bring in Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham might actually work out pretty well here, because you can get those taunts going, especially if you're already in the science chapter. And so he would be a solid bet for this. Someone who alternates between physical and energy damage is always good. You could even, I mean, let's face it, Red Mags, right? Red Mags would probably be the play here. I don't know. I became absolutely brain dead when it came to this fight for some unbeknownst reason. I'm not totally sure. Yeah, this was not my best work. And maybe that's why I found this fight to be kind of, it wasn't hard, it was just annoying. And I kind of feel like it was because I just did not bring in the right counter. And I'm going to have death by recoil here. So yeah, I probably should have brought in Red Mags for this. It probably would have gone a lot better for me, but I mean, this was still an itemless run through here, even though She-Hulk's gonna get KO'd very quickly here, because I'm gonna have death from recoil and then just blocked damage. So overall, this fight wasn't my best work, but yeah, Red Mags would probably be one of the better options here. Should have brought him. If you have him, bring him for this fight. It's gonna go a lot easier for you. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. So then I decided to bring in Papa Luke, because I was like, hey, if I mess up, I've got that indestructible, right? Right. But again, we are building up that physical resistance, because I really didn't read notes. I mean, I read the notes, I just was like, and I didn't feel like starting the path all over again. So I brought in Papa Luke here, and he gets me evaded, but luckily he doesn't hit me, and I'm just trying to deal with the special delivery counter here, right? Throw my specials when I can, and overall, like, I am not playing all that great today, but hey, it is what it is, right? We have our good days, we have our bad days. Today was not a good day. But overall, this Ultron boss, he's not hard. He's just annoying, especially when it comes to the evades, because we have all fought this guy. We all know that Lab Ultron evades like, what? You got it. All right, so now we're moving on to the next boss, which is Gladiator Hulk, and he has physical resistance, aggression, prowess. So every 2 seconds, he's gonna gain a passive prowess, which of course is going to increase his special attack damage. Then he's got power efficiency, so his specials are going to cost less power, which makes it kind of nice, because as long as he doesn't have smash active, his specials are easy to punish. But of course, this is Gladiator Hulk, so if he has smash, then he's unstoppable, so then you can't punish specials. So that can be kind of a little bit of annoying. And then we've got long distance relationship, so you're going to get a weakness on you if you're close to him, which is beneficial if you run willpower, but it, you know, it decreases your attack. And then he's got blood in the water too. So while you are suffering from a debuff, the defender gains a passive fury, granting, you know, attack rating, whatever. So I just decided to bring in Nick here. You know, you bring in the class advantage. Really, a lot of champions can deal with this fight. There's not too many that couldn't. The real thing you gotta watch out for is that power efficiency, because he's gonna be able to throw back to back to back to specials. So me personally, I like keeping Gladiator Hulk at his special too. It's easier for me to dodge. Sometimes I get clipped at the end of his special one there. We've all seen it when it's in incursions and it's the unblockable special one. Yeah, that's happened. But anyone can really deal with this fight. You just gotta, there are two main things you gotta watch out for Well, kind of 3, right? All right, so the first thing obviously is the power efficiency, and that he's going to be able to throw back-to-back-to-back specials. And the second thing is this aggression prowess, because if you get hit with one of those specials, it's gonna do a lot of damage. And then of course, thirdly is the fact that this is Gladiator Hulk means that he can activate his smash after, you know, heavies and specials, which makes him go unstoppable. So you could necessarily, you know, bring in a champion who has a slow, so you don't even have to worry about that. But Nick handles it easy peasy. All right, so now we're moving on to Yellow Jacket, and this guy's got aggressive. He's got arc overload 2.1. He's got missing in action. So with missing in action, you are going to get a falter or he is going to get a falter. It all depends on whether or not you land a heavy attack or a special attack within 4 seconds of that timer. So you'll see that little timer pop up. If you throw a heavy attack or a special, then he's going to get the falter on him and not you, which is so much better. He's also got enhanced special 1 and while they're down. So because this is the mutant chapter, I just went ahead and made Archangel a horseman because I cleared the path mostly with Apocalypse and Omega. Made Archangel a horseman, and really the only thing you got to watch out for in this fight is of course the falter and the unblockable special 1, but Archangel cleans it up easy peasy. All right, so now we're moving on to the first of the new bosses, which is Hercules. And I sped this fight up for you guys because, oh my God, is it a long fight. Claire was not the best option for this. I mean, she could have been. I'm just not used to his animation, so I don't know fully about his spacing and what I can counter what. So Hercules has feat of endurance, so he basically gains additional feats based on how many hits either champion has on their combo meter. Then he's got true focus, so he ignores miss and evade. He's also got empowered immunity, which of course he's going to gain power whenever he gets a debuff that he's immune to. He's got insult to injury, so each debuff on the attacker reduces their defensive ability accuracy by 30%, which is that infuriate you're going to see that he puts on you, which you don't really have to worry about too much. Just think of it as like free willpower healing. And then he's also got Make a Stand. So the defender has indefinite protection, reducing all damage received by 90%. This goes on cooldown after he's knocked down. So this fight would have gone so much better and so much faster if I would have knocked him down more. But I was still like very unsure of his spacing and what I could punish what with what heavy based on where I was standing, because he's not easy to parry. You basically want to play him like he's stun immune, so you can parry him at certain times and not at other times. So it's it's not a bad fight. You just got to be able to be comfortable. Both of his specials are easy to dodge, his special 1 and his special 2, so don't fret about pushing him to his special 2. It's easy to dodge. He doesn't throw any projectiles at you for either of them, so you don't have to worry too much about that. It's just you gotta knock this guy down. In order to do damage, you gotta knock this guy down. So Doom would probably be good for this. I should have brought Doom. Doom would have probably been the better option for this fight. Fail, Katy, fail. But yeah, overall, like he's not a bad boss to fight. He's fairly easy. Doom, I'm sure, would work out very well against him. Claire was not my best move here. Not my best move. And you'll see that knocking champions down is like a theme with this event quest. Especially when we go over Chavez, who I mess up on tremendously. And you don't want to do what I did. Don't do what I did for that fight. But overall, like Hercules, again, not a hard fight. Just I really did not play as I should have. All right, so now let's talk about America Chavez, because she doesn't have hard notes. She's got comeback, so while below 30% health, she becomes supercharged. I'm not sure what that means. She's also aggressive, and she's got heavy baiter protection and cornered. All right. All right. So let's talk about this heavy baiter protection. First off, kabam. Could we pick a different name for this node? It's not a very good name. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It could, you know, we could pick a better name for it. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so heavy baiter protection. You need to interrupt her heavy. Now, she has a 3-hit heavy, so it can be easily interrupted. Think of it kind of like Nova's heavy. You know how his is pretty easy to interrupt? So is hers. So you want to interrupt her heavy. Now, I don't do that. And this protection factor you can see on her is stacking. And poor Void. Void is just getting like no damage at all. So it's really bad. I think it actually gets down to where she takes no damage because I mess up tremendously. And then I start to get really frustrated. So here it is here. This is what you don't want to do, guys. Don't do this. Don't get her protection up so much that you start to do no damage. This was like epic Katy Blonde moments today. But once you heavy her, you can see it resets the protection and she'll start to take the appropriate damage. And I just mess up here and I get caught there. So I decided to bring in She-Hulk because I was like, okay, I think I got this. I think I got this. But you want to make sure that you're baiting out the heavies in order to get rid of that protection because you definitely don't want that on her because as you saw with Void, she's not going to take any damage. So all that willful power is going to be for naught. So yeah, it's not pleasant. And I think this whole supercharge thing is why I was taking some unavoidable damage. So I just decided to clean her up here with Doom. But anyways, guys, that is it for all of the boss fights for this month's Cavalier difficulty Starfall. Let me know in the comments below, who did you use for all of the boss fights? Who did you find to be the most difficult boss? I love hearing who you guys use and what you guys found to be the best tactic, because obviously I miss things. So make sure you let me know in the comments below and let's discuss. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching and enjoy this quick word from Kevin Smith.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and if you enjoyed the mediocre Mcoc video full of scrub gameplay, then show Katy some love by hitting like and subscribe, man. Katy don't ask for much. Katy did ask for this. Katy did. So, do like Katy did and bug people and get you to like and subscribe, man. She's doing that Mcoc beautifully, not mediocre. Katy!